Hello, third graders. I'm going to walk you through how can you find the total number of objects in equal groups. We are on page 8 in our math textbook. So pause this video, go get your textbook, and come back. All right, welcome back. We're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn about how to take what we learned yesterday, which is using counters and drawings to make equal groups, and how to take that and repeated addition and flip it around and turn it into a multiplication equation. So we're going to watch a video here, and it's going to walk us through the steps. And I'm going to pause here and there to expand it in detail.
How can you find the total number of objects in equal groups? Think about this question during the lesson. Jessie used 3 bags to bring home the goldfish she won at a fun fair. She put the same number of goldfish in each bag. How many goldfish did she win? Let's find out.
So the first thing we need to do to find out is we need to find out first, how many groups does she have here? And how many is in each group?
How many goldfish do you see in each bag? Select your answer.
So right here, I've already selected 8. So if you counted the goldfish in the bag, you will see that there are 8 goldfish in the bag.
There are 8 goldfish in each bag.
That means there are 8 per bag. So you have 3 groups of 8.
How can counters help to show groups? The counters show 3 groups of 8 goldfish.
I can use counters to show the groups.
We can use counters, we can use our drawings. All of these represent our problem.
You can use addition to join equal groups. There are 3 bags with 8 goldfish in each bag.
I'm going to stop here to tell you what this is. This rectangle here is called a bar diagram. It represents the same information, or it has the same information as the counters do, except you're going to see the groups laid out here in the bar and sectioned off. So you have 3 groups of counters here. You also have 3 groups here inside of the bar. 1, 2, 3. And instead of using counters to represent numbers, they actually just represented the number using the digit 8, 8, 8. Bar diagrams are very, very useful, and you're going to see them a lot in 3rd grade math. But it's really, really useful in this problem because you can easily see repeated addition.
Eight plus 8 plus 8 equals 24. Jessie won 24 goldfish.
So all he did there was he took the numbers from the group. Remember, there's 3 groups of 8, and he made an addition, a repeated addition sentence to solve that problem. Next, he's going to show us how we can take that repeated addition problem and turn it into a multiplication problem. Remember, they go hand in hand. So if you know how to add, you know how to multiply too.
The addition relates to the counters because it shows adding 3 groups of 8. Multiplication is an operation that gives the total number when you join equal groups. The bar diagram shows 3 bags of goldfish with 8 goldfish in each bag.
The key here, when multiplying, you have to have equal groups. Each number, there needs to be the same number of objects in each group. You cannot have 8 and then 2 and then 7, or 8 and 2 and then 8, they all have to be equal. All have to be equal. The key word is equal groups. You cannot multiply without equal groups.
How can this be written using multiplication?
So, how can we use this bar diagram to represent a multiplication equation? He's going to show us that if we know 8 plus 8 plus 8, we know that we have three groups of 8. 3 groups of 8 is the same as saying 3 times 8.
3 groups, or bags, with 8 goldfish in each bag. So 3 times 8 equals 24. Factors are the numbers that are being multiplied. The first factor, 3, represents the 3 groups, or bags. The second factor, 8, represents the 8 goldfish in each bag. The product is the answer to a multiplication problem.
So the key thing here is to always know how to say how many groups you have and how many in each group. So whenever you come to a problem, you need to, and you're trying to turn a word problem or a repeated addition equation into a multiplication problem, you need to identify the groups first. That's number 1. See, this 3 represents those 3 bags, those 3 groups. This 8 represents how many was in each bag, right? Those are called factors. The product is the answer to a multiplication problem.
The product in this equation is the total number of goldfish Jessie won, or 24 goldfish. Let's see how to show an addition equation and a multiplication equation. 8 plus 8 plus 8 equals what number? 3 times 8 equals what number? The question mark represents an amount that is not yet known in both equations. An unknown is a symbol for a number in an equation. The question mark represents the sum that is not known in this addition equation, or the product that is not known in this multiplication equation. Both equations tell you that Jessie won 24 goldfish.
Yes, they do. So there's multiple ways to represent the same problem. That's what we just learned. We're going to go on page 8 now, and we are going to do this convince me problem down here, and we're going to model our math. Let's check this out. Follow me along in your workbooks.
Suppose Jessie won 5 bags of 8 goldfish at the fun fair. How many goldfish did she win? Draw a bar diagram and write an addition equation and a multiplication equation to represent the problem.
All right, so we need to take a close look at what this problem is asking us to do, okay? First of all, let me get my marker. It is asking us to find how many goldfish Jessie won. We have to draw a bar diagram. We have to write an addition equation. And we have to write in a multiplication equation. It's asking us 1, 2, 3, 4. It's asking us to complete 4 tasks. So let's get to it. So before we can find out how many goldfish she won, let's draw that bar diagram they asked. Now remember, this replaces drawing those groups out. We're just going to go ahead and draw the bar diagram instead. So to draw a bar diagram, all you have to do is draw a rectangle, and then you need to section out your groups. Now the problem said I had 5 bags. Now that means I had 5 groups of 8. So I need to make and model 5 groups of 8. So 1 box is 1 group, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, how many do I have in each group? 8. This number 8 is going to represent the goldfish in each group. 8. It's like they're in a fish tank. Look at that. He took them home and put them in a fish tank. 5 groups of 8. I have 5 groups of 8. Remember that. Now I need to, I'm going to check this off. Oh, I did my bar diagram. I checked that off. I did not find out how many she won yet, though. Now I'm going to write an addition equation. With my bar diagram, this is super easy to see. So I have 5 groups. I'm going to lay out my lines to help me. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. The key here is to always identify those groups. Always, always, always. I have 5 groups. I have 5 numbers that I'm adding in my addition equation. I have 5 groups of 8 in my bar diagram. Always identify those groups. Check. Now, I have to show a multiplication equation. Remember what I said about those groups? If you can identify those groups and how many is in each group, you can easily make that a multiplication equation. So let's take a closer look. I have 5 groups. I'm going to go ahead and just write that out. 5 groups of 8. 5 groups of 8. There we go. Now I can easily make a multiplication equation now. So I say in my head 5 groups of 8. That's the same as saying 5 times 8. I see 8 5 times. Look at that. Now I'm ready to solve my problem. Can you solve this problem on your own? I want you to give it a go. And then if you did not come to my live session, you can message me the answer. The kids in my live session showed me their answer on their dry erase board. I'm going to see how you add up all of these numbers, okay, to get 5 times 8. So now remember, to get 5 times 8, you need to add 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, and it will give you your answer. And if you have to, remember, you could always draw out those 5 groups and put 8 counters in each group. And that would also give you the answer. I'll go ahead and model that for you right now since I have my stamper out. So remember, this is the same as drawing that diagram. Just takes a little bit more time, but you have to do what you have to do to figure out this problem. I want you to try to tell me how many she won in all. I ran out of room in this one. They're coming out of the fish tank here. Okay, 3rd graders, remember to complete your Schoology math assignment for today. And it's underneath this video. Take care.